News at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Paxton Boyd. We begin with a traffic alert for drivers in central Kentucky. Officials are warning about wet and dangerous roads after multiple wrecks earlier today, including a deadly collision in Rockcastle County. State police say a woman was killed around 11 this morning after a multi-vehicle collision on I-75 northbound. That was near exit 59 in Rockcastle County. State police say lanes were shut down for hours but have since reopened. Meanwhile, in Madison County, lanes have also reopened after a semi-truck collision on I-75 northbound near the Clays Ferry Bridge. State police say it happened around 10 this morning near mile marker 92. State police say a semi hit a concrete barrier. Officials say traffic was backed up for hours while crews cleaned up debris from that crash. State police say a person was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. All right, let's get a check on that forecast now with our meteorologist, Jordan Smith. Some much needed rain, but comes with some very wet roadways out there as a lot of people are traveling for the busy holiday season, Jordan.
Yeah, it is. There's kind of pros and cons with this rain. Yeah, we need it for the drought, but it's been bad on those traveling. Speaking of the good news part of it, we have received a very nice drink of water across the region. Here's some of the highest rainfall amounts over the last 24 hours. 1.5 inches in Franklin County, right at 1.5 inches in Boyle and Mercer County as well. Here into Fayette County, just under 1.5 inches. Same can be said up in Owen County as well. Still, this is going to go a long way for our drought condition across the Commonwealth. It just came at a bad time, the busiest travel period of the year. We knew this would cause issues. We've been warning you for it the last several days, and unfortunately it delivered that today. But for the time being, we're seeing a few light showers here move across portions of south central Kentucky. The steady rains moving on out towards the east, and everyone will begin to dry out as the evening goes on as temperatures start to drop as well. We're down to 49 now in Frankfort, 50 Danville, 55 still from Somerset over to London, but that chilly air is settling on in. So your Thanksgiving travel forecast, Tom the Turkey is going to be cold the next couple of days. Highs tomorrow into the mid 40s, where we should be on actual Thanksgiving, low 50s, but still you'll need those jackets as you're heading out to all the dinners and festivities the next couple of days. Coming up in your Storm Team forecast, though, we'll break down this in greater detail, but show you a system on the way for the weekend that could bring a little bit of rain and maybe even some wintry precipitation. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
We're following developing news tonight. An investigation is underway after a deadly shooting involving a deputy in Jessamine County. The sheriff's office says it happened around 9:30 last night on the railroad tracks near Wilmore Road at Baybrook Circle in Nicholasville. Officials say a man was killed in the shooting. State police are investigating. Well, an ABC 36 update now. The Fayette County coroner says a woman who was hit by a car Sunday night in Lexington has died. The coroner has identified the woman as 56-year-old Jonda Gonzalez Perez. Police say a car hit Perez Sunday night on New Circle Road. The coroner says she was taken to the UK hospital where she later died. Police say the driver of the car stayed at the scene. The investigation into that crash continues. In Lexington, a person taken to the hospital after a deadly hit-and-run accident overnight. State police say a car took off after hitting a person around 1 this morning on North Broadway and 4th Street. Officers say the victim was taken to a hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police say the search continues for the driver and car involved. Well, now to the latest from the Highway Traffic Safety Administration. In 2021, more than 7,300 pedestrians were killed across the country. In the past few days, there's been at least 3 crashes involving pedestrians here in Lexington. ABC 36's Anna Medina is on your side, speaking with authorities on the recent spike and how they're trying to curb that problem. Anna?
Well, with 3 incidents in the past 5 days, Lexington police continue to raise awareness to help prevent more in the future. From identifying the crosswalks on the streets to the clothing you're wearing. Now on Friday, Lisa Walls of Lexington was hit and killed on Richmond Road. Fast forward to Sunday, where Jonda Gonzalez Perez suffered life-threatening injuries after being hit on New Circle Road. The coroner announcing earlier today that she had died from those injuries. Also, police are investigating a hit-and-run from this morning after officials say a car hit a person on North Broadway and 4th Street. Authorities say that person has life-threatening injuries. Lieutenant Chris Van Brackle with the Lexington Police Department says education has been their main effort to try to curb this problem.
There's recently been some discussion across the country of going back away from allowing right turns on red to avoid drivers hitting pedestrians. Unfortunately, we haven't had any of those. We haven't had situations where pedestrians are rightfully in the crosswalk and are hit by a driver that doesn't see them. So we're trying to increase our education for everybody. You know, Lexington has an ordinance. If there is a sidewalk available to a pedestrian, you have to use it.
Now coming up tonight at 11, Lieutenant Ben Bracco also answers questions as to what happens after the vehicle versus pedestrian incident. Does the driver get charged? And also why the clothing you wear at night is just as important as the clothing you wear in the daytime. For now, live in Lexington, Anna Medina, ABC 36 on your side.
All right, well, in Frankfurt, an event at the Capitol kicking off Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. ABC 36's Jane Davenport has more.
Whether you're grocery shopping, running errands, or just out and about, you might hear a familiar ring. That is because today, Governor Andy Beshear, alongside his wife, First Lady Brittany Beshear, signed the official document starting Salvation Army's Red Kettle kickoff.
The Salvation Army lives that faith of serving everyone, the lost, the lonely, the left behind, making sure that they are found and heard and helped.
Last year, the Salvation Army impacted so many families around Kentucky, serving over 500,000 meals and providing over 12,000 families with Christmas assistance.
You know, it's amazing, pennies, nickels, quarters, dollars, how fast they accumulate over time at all these different locations. So if you think your contribution doesn't matter, it truly does.
The Red Kettle campaign makes a huge impact here in Kentucky, but it could not be done without the volunteers, the Salvation Army workers, and those who take 1 second to drop some extra change in a red kettle. Remember, every donation makes a difference. Reporting in Frankfurt, Jane Davenport, ABC 36 on your side.
All right, well, now to our ABC 36 poll question of the day. With the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign now underway for the holidays, we want to know if you make it a point to donate to the Red Kettle campaign to help those in need right here in Central Kentucky. Looks like right now 75% say yes. That means 25% say no. Again, you can chip in, make your voice heard. You can vote on WTVQ.com/vote. Well, still ahead, the latest in the search for a new Fayette County Public Schools board member and the Estill County Animal Shelter issuing a code red. How you can help coming up.
We're coming up after the break. It's a cloudy and cool, busy travel day on Wednesday, and then we turn dry and sunny for Thanksgiving Day. And then we're watching another storm system on the way by Sunday that has an interesting look to it. I'll tell you what that means coming up after the break. Stay with us.